guys, I'm Tiffany and I'm here to do Free Tarot Friday. We go through every sign in the zodiac. If you're new, we're going to start at Aries and then we're going to end in Pisces. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your interest in tarot, and let's just get started. I'm using the Golden Tarot deck, which is by Cat Black. Sorry, wrong side. And then I also thought we would use a secondary deck called Talking to Heaven. It's with Doreen Virtue. And I just thought that would be a fun one to play with. We sometimes will do like the animal cards or the angel cards just as secondary pieces of information. So starting first with Aries, let's clear the deck for Aries and see what comes up. Hi, Yahira. Hi, Jamie. That's great. Good to see you guys. All right, clearing the deck for Aries. Okay. Getting some practical advice for any Aries watching now or watching later. We've got the Knight of Swords, okay, coming in hot. We've got the Three of Coins, and we've got the Five of Cups. So before we jump in, Barbie, thank you for asking. The virtual tip jar is available for anybody that wants to tip that's watching. I have put the link, my Venmo name is Tiffany-Harlick if you want to Venmo me, or I can put the link into PayPal later. It's also paypalme.com/Tiffany-Harlick. So I appreciate that. This is always free, and I appreciate your tips and or paying it forward to somebody else in your life. So we're starting now with Aries. We got our cards out. And the cool thing going on in the skies right now, in addition to the Scorpio full moon yesterday, we had a big shift in the nodes, y'all. We had, they've been on the Cancer Capricorn axis and they moved into Gemini and Sagittarius. So if you didn't catch my article or my newsletter yesterday, I invite you to go to wiseskiesadvice.com and check out the blog to see what it means when the nodes shift signs. Okay. All right. So for Aries, this Knight of Swords, I said you're coming in hot. You've got this Three of Coins, which is an opportunity to take it kind of to the next level in some area. And then we've got this Five of Cups. So this almost feels like, I don't know, like you came in hot with too many fiery ideas and things to say for improvement. And then like nobody took your ideas. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how that feeling is. It's like, let's do this. It's going to be so great. And then everybody's like, So I would take that reading and say, maybe refine some of your ideas. Maybe your approach is a little bit softer. Maybe you take some time to review and edit and go back over things before you share it with the group. Is there anything else specific we can share with Aries that they could be working on this weekend? Hey, Elodie. Hi, Tracy and Jennifer. Who else is here? Teresa. Hi, Deborah. Awesome, guys. Melissa. Oops. All right, Ace of Swords. So yeah, you just have this great idea and it's awesome. And don't let other people's, bad moods or bad attitudes about it change your great passion for it. Just realize that not everybody might share this same perspective, okay? So this other deck is called Talking to Heaven, and it's an old Doreen Virtue deck. It's a guidebook. They're mediumship cards. And so I'm starting to introduce more mediumship into Wise Skies. It's a spiritual gift, and I had a really awesome reading yesterday that just changed my perspective on mediumship altogether. So I wanted to bring this deck in today. So anybody that is grieving or that has a connection to somebody on the other side, the message for you, Aries, is you're never alone, So that's nice to know. That's a nice message for Aries who often feels alone, who often feels different, separate, pioneering ahead of the pack, right? That's a nice message for you guys. All right. And then let's go for Tuesday. Taurus. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Aries, Taurus. Let's go for Taurus. Hi, Brooke. Okay, cool. So clear for Taurus. We've got an Ace of Wands, doing something new, changing it up, spicing it up. All right, for Taurus, what else do we need to hear? Let's see, some practical advice. 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords, the Chariot, the 2 of Wands. Okay, we're playing a little bit here. So the Ace of Wands, again, you know, the aces are good omens. They're yes cards. They're about being open to new chapters, right? And the Wands is about being in new action. So you're doing something different. You're behaving differently than you have before, and you're getting different results. And it still feels a little heavy, but it's like the hard part is over. Like you did the hard part, you're taking the new behavior. That's the hardest part, right? And then you get this Chariot, which is a yes, a move forward, a victory, a win. Get in the car, you know, the Chariot indicates motion forward, right? So this is a very positive little assurance for any Taurus watching. You might be having to decide on how you want to behave moving forward. So like you've already done this thing of new actions, getting new results, and it's kind of been hard. But now, you know, you're going to have to keep making that decision over and over and over again. You know, do I want to behave in this new way? Do I like the results I'm getting? Or do I need to change it up a little bit? So food for thought for Taurus. All right, let's clear. Hey, Emily. Hey, Bobby and John. Nice to see you guys. Clear. Yeah, the yes can relate to your question if you're asking a personal question. Sure. Okay, and we are looking at these mediumship cards for Taurus, for anybody that they might have wanted to hear from on the other side. It says you have nothing to feel guilty about. Take it or leave it. Just entertainment for fun for your weekend, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini, or Wednesday, if you're following me. Clearing the deck for Gemini. What do the Geminis need to hear? Some practical advice, some guidance, some information that'll help them in their weekend, lighten things up, have a little fun exploring. Thank you for that feedback. It says on point with Taurus. Very good. Clearing. Okay, come back out. For Gemini, what do they need to hear? What do they need to know? All right. So this is awesome. You know, Venus is in Gemini right now. We've kind of been talking about that on the Wise Skies landscape. There's articles, there's podcasts, there's newsletters, there's all kinds of stuff. Venus rules love and money. And this is for Gemini, but this also is for everybody, this lesson, right? Because when we're talking about Venus retrograde, we are revising, we are editing, we're going back over things, we're redoing our budgets, we're cleaning things up. Hopefully, we're not going back into old behavior, right? This looks very positive. This looks like a change for the better with both love and money, okay? This is coming into mastery. This is being in action. This is taking full responsibility. You know, Gemini, this is great for you guys. I don't know how long that lasts, right? Because this retrograde period goes in and out until August, okay? So there's a long time to be dancing with these themes of love and money. But Gemini aside, you know, how you are with money is how you are with your love relationship. Okay, so how you are is how you are, generally speaking. But I have a really good example from a friend that I read for lately that I think is a good message for everybody. You know, basically she was having a hard time feeling kind of second place, kind of feeling picked last in her relationship. You know, he had some other things going on. And anyways, with her work, we looked at it and she said, you know, basically what it comes down to is that she was working a job just to get the money that she was doing other things with, and she couldn't wait to get out of there, you know. And so how do you think the frequency of money, like if money was a person, how would it feel treated? It would feel second place. It would feel back burner, you know. So how you are with your money is how you are with your love. And so that is specific for the Gemini reading, but also good for everybody. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you, Shelton, for the happy Mother's Day to me and to everybody watching that's a mom. Super sweet. A message from the other side for some Geminis that maybe wanted to hear a little connection, a little touch, a little hello from heaven. All right, this one says, I always give you a good night kiss. Spooky or super sweet? Okay, after Gemini comes Cancer. Let's clear the deck for Cancer. I got outside and went and did some hiking yesterday, and it was such a great refresh. Like, I just love being outside. All right. Cancer. Okay, we got the Queen of Coins and the King of Cups and the Lovers. I am going to get the Temperance card and the Death card. Whoa, there's a lot of good cards here. However, we have to stop something here. So with Cancer, I'm going to say that this is about your relationship. Okay, the first three cards that came out are the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine here tends to feel more, if you're a Cancer female watching, it tends to feel more like the responsible party. If you're a Cancer male watching, or if you're a female dealing with a Cancer male, it tends to feel like the female energy is more practical, responsible, rooted, making logical decisions, and the Divine Masculine might be making more erratic, passionate decisions based out of love. Okay, so we've got this kind of issue going on in your immediate relationship. If you're not partnered, we'll look at it differently, but that's the main vibe. So I know that we've set the intention for the Cancers watching, so this will likely speak to somebody. We've got the Temperance card. Look, we got three cards. That means something ain't working. Okay, this is the End, the Death card. This is the Temperance card. Reel it in. You know, too much talking, too much drinking, too much thinking, too much snoring, too much of something, too much being strict about something. You know, we got to kind of relax a little bit. And then this is walk away and don't look back. So whatever you guys are worried about, fighting about, talking about, trying to decide about, like, just stop. You know, it can't get any clearer. These are the three cards that say just stop. I'm not telling anybody to break up. I'm just saying just stop with the tension, you know, completely. You know, you see it differently and let it go. Live and let live. The Wheel of Fortune is there. Both of you need to take a risk. Both of you need to take a leap of faith. Both of you need to talk about it and come in the middle. So there's not a right party here, and the sooner you can get to that, the better. If you're not partnered, it could be a discussion within yourself. You know, it could be you arguing with yourself, or trying to like balance or weigh out a decision. All right, and then clearing. Yay, Cancer. Anne also says that she broke up with her Sag and that she wants her Leo ex back. Okay. So clearing, what was I saying for Cancer? Maybe you've got a hello from heaven coming to you. Maybe somebody on the other side knew that you'd be watching, knew that we'd be incorporating some more mediumship into Wise Skies. Okay. It says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You know, sometimes the messages we get from the other side contain sorrow, and that can be a healing moment, you know, that can change the course of your life. So any Cancers that needed to hear that, take that with you. Sherry says, Cancer on point, thank you. And Meredith likes the Cancer reading. I think that's a bomb. Hopefully it's the good kind. And then let's move into Leo. So clearing for Leo. If you guys want private readings, you know, I do these. They're just $45. I record them with my voice, and then I email you an MP3 file. So I welcome you, you know, to be a private client with me. And I also have a membership for Wise Skies that's $200 for the first 10 people. We've already got 4 signed up. And it includes a personalized monthly tarot reading with a whole bunch of cool astrology mojo. So something to keep in mind. For our Leos, you know, I think you're just kind of in analysis paralysis. I think you feel like you've got a lot on your plate. Maybe some of you are opening stores back up. Maybe some of you are getting involved in mainstream. It just feels like heavy and a lot of options. And it's like your to-do list is pretty big, you know, right now. That's what it feels like to me, Leo. So you're going to be getting a message, you know, all you have to do is the next right thing. You don't have to do all of this big, heavy, weighty, wandy carrying out it all. You just have to do the next right thing. And sometimes the next right thing is laundry, but just don't stop. Don't stop doing the next right thing. Keep one foot in front of the other. Excuse me, keep going forward. Okay. And then a message of love from the other side. I will tell you more about the membership, Tracy. Thank you. A message for other side. Let's see. I see all of your thoughts. So these are equally beautiful and creepy if you don't have experience with mediumship and how beautiful it can be. Meredith says that I'm sorry, please forgive me was the mediumship reading I gave for her this week. She had a beautiful connection come through with her mom. It was a really great reading. So thank you for reminding me of that. And hi, Magda. She can do the next right thing. You sure can. Awesome. All right, clearing for, who's after Leo? Virgo. So I'll get through them all, Tracy, and then I'll go back over the membership. It's also available at wiseskies.advice.com in the shop tab. It's the very first thing, the subscription. All right. Cool. I really enjoy seeing your comments come through, guys. So we're clearing for Virgo. What do our Virgos need to hear? Some practical advice for their weekend, something they can understand that will make them feel, heard, seen, understood, right? Clear for Virgo. Give you a good one. Let's see what comes up. Six of Cups, the Sun, the Ten of Coins, the World. I don't think it gets much better than that. So the Six of Cups, this is like a childhood friend, a blast from the past, somebody you haven't heard from in a while. So maybe that Venus retrograde energy is conjuring up and you're starting to think about childhood friends, people you haven't heard from in a while, an old connection from college. Maybe it's you're doing some kind of reunion planning. Maybe you're wanting to get your family together. This is a card of both generosity and connection with kindred spirits, people that have a shared past. Maybe you're considering a class reunion, like that type of thing. And then we've got the Sun. So whatever this connection is, whatever person comes to mind that you'd like to hear from or connect with, the Sun is a yes. It's like, yeah, shine your own light. Who are you your most you around? Like, who are you your most self around? I think my words are not working, but shine your light and be with people that see the same kind of pretty that you do and nerd out on the same kind of things that you nerd out on, and just be with people that lift you up and make you shine and make you feel great about what you're doing with life, and you have something in common to talk about, and just let it light you up. That's a great personal card for reminding you to illuminate. You have to go through a little burning in order to illuminate, so it doesn't come easy, but this looks like a very positive reading. You've got the Ten of Coins and the World. Okay, so you've been very financially responsible. A lot of Virgos I know have a lot of money and don't feel like they do. Okay, they're critical in some ways for their budget. This is like the biggest financial blessing ever. So whatever you're wanting to go for, is it a promotion? Is it a new job? Is it you've been saving? Is it that you're working on savings? Like, I don't know. But your money reading looks like it doesn't get any better than that, So go ahead and lean into the joy so that you can continue the frequency over in the money department. Very similar to how I read for Gemini, right? Your attitude, your relationship with your money is going to be reflected in the great love of your life too. Okay, then maybe a message from the other side for Virgo. Clear for Virgo. What do they need to hear? Maybe from a loved one. Again, I see all your thoughts. I'm going to give you an example of this so it's not so weird. I had a stellar reading yesterday, like knocked my socks off. I've totally written an article about it. I'm going to share with you guys so that you understand what it's like when you receive mediumistic messages. Everybody's different. What it's like when I receive mediumistic messages. But this idea that I see all your thoughts, I went through this reading and we had 10 or 15 things that were like, yes, 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 check, check, check. But there was one little thing that in the reading, the deceased had mentioned. And he said, I think she's wanting to go see my gravesite. I think that's very important to bring up, And when we did, it like shocked us because she said, I haven't told anybody that. I did want to go to his gravesite. I put it in my phone so that I would remember to ask my mom, okay? And she hadn't told anybody. So when this card comes through and it says, I see all of your thoughts, like that's kind of how I see it working out. It's like they're with you, not in an inappropriate fashion, but the veil isn't so thin, they're living your hearts with you. Okay, so beautiful way to interpret that. Okay, so let's clear. I'm going to Libra. Let's see what Libra has. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Clear for Libra. What do our Libras need to hear that will help them with their weekend, help them with their weekend plans, help them know what to focus on? any kind of ideas they need to hear, some practical advice, love, and wisdom. Clearing for Libras. Okay. Okay, we're going to shuffle 3 times for our Libras. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oh. All right. They also get the Sun and a 6 of Wands and a 10 of Coins and a Hierophant, right? This is a very good reading for Libra. They're shining their best light. They're standing in their light. They are coming with their best foot forward. You know, this is a victory card. This is a yes, like you are living the dream right now. Money is good. Your commitments are good. Love is good. You know, just play in the sunshine, Libra. Reap the benefits of your hard work and what you've done to align yourself with the life that you really want, you know? So enjoy a little sunshine. Enjoy the rewards of all that hard work. Okay, and then clearing for Libra. Any message of love from the other side that we can give our Libra friends? Okay. All right. I was met by so many loving people. So often, you know, our loved ones are greeted by those who have gone before, the ancestors that are there before. And so that's a message of comfort, knowing that if you're wanting to connect with someone, that they were greeted by loving people, you know, that have come before them on the path, that greeted them into the light. Okay. All right, let's clear for Scorpio. Clearing for Scorpio. This is where I get to take my own advice. So if you guys want to throw out some different interpretations, just let me know. Okay. I'm open to hearing them differently. This is a fun learning environment. More than my interpretation are welcome. We've got the Tarot Learning Group. If you guys want to learn more, we've got some good conversations going in there. Let's clear for Scorpio. Okay. What do our Scorps need to hear? Okay. All right. So Scorpio, we've got a King of Swords here. We've got the World card. We've got the 7 of Coins. We've got, and then we've got like a separate reading going on over here. So the King of Swords, you know, this is kind of finding your wisdom, finding your words, finding your strength, you know, finding what you want to say that will stabilize the situation. You know, the King makes wise decisions. And so you're trying to gather your words around something. It really makes an impact on your whole world, right? So you want to be safe and careful and steadfast and assured. The World is a good card. So we just don't want to blow it by acting like a knight when we need to be acting like a king. Okay, so Scorp's taking a little breather to make sure that we're approaching the world with our great wisdom. The 7 of Coins means that we've planted some seeds and we're waiting on the harvest. We're leaning on our great faith right now. We're leaning on Spirit to come through to guide us. You know, that's a very Scorpio thing. And then over here, it's like, here's your love relationship, the 2 of Cups. We've got a Page of Cups, which means this is a message about money. Love, 2 of Cups. And then we've got a 7 of Swords. You know, the 7 of Swords is when somebody's either broken your heart, spoken harshly, been unkind, and really kind of made a mess of things. That might be you. That might be your other person. It might be you revisiting something you've done in the past. This can play out in a lot of different ways. It's multifaceted, okay? So understanding that somebody either has just kind of done you wrong, or maybe you've done the other person wrong, and you're just kind of trying to find your strength and your bearings and your wisdom so that this comes out with a positive outcome, okay? So you're just wondering what to do. This is the card of Sagittarius. You know, you've got the world in your hands. You're looking out on the horizons. You're wondering where to go with this. You know, you don't have to make a decision right now. Sorry. Okay. Anything else in there? It's a broken heart card. You know, you're just been going through maybe a hard time with the love department. Scorp, it won't last forever. It's impermanent. All things change. The storm will pass, and then the rainbows will be there. All right, let's see if we have a message from heaven for our Scorpios. All right, clear for Scorps. Abby says everything. Abby, are you on the Scorpio side or the Libra side? I can't remember where your birthday is. Are you an October baby? Clear for our Scorps. Okay, I'm thinking two. I'm sorry, please forgive me. We got that one earlier. And I'm surrounded by loving animals. Okay, so this Free Trail Friday is not about me. I use myself as a personal example as a way for us to all learn. When my mom passed this summer, my horse died unexpectedly, healthy, 2 days before she did. And so we always kind of had this joke like, well, she needed a horse to ride through the gates in or something, you know? I mean, it was very, very tragic. It's still very painful to think about. But I am a Scorpio, and here's the reading. I'm surrounded by loving animals, you know, and we had a lot of animals. We still have a lot of animals. So I think that's very accurate for me personally as a Scorpio. I hope it touches some other Scorpio hearts. Okay. And clear for, who's next? Sagittarius. Okay, let's clear for Sag. Hi, Rissa. Yes, and you're going to have to watch the whole thing because I just gave some examples that I think you would like. All right, and Abby's a Scorpio. Okay. We're clearing for Sag. 8 of Wands fell out. It says it's happening fast. Something's happening fast. Let's see what that is. What do our Sagittarius need to hear? Some practical advice for their weekend that makes them feel heard and seen and loved from the universe. Okay. Clear for Sag. Clear for Sag. Okay. There's a lot of information here as this is unfolding. Okay, so I keep going when the story seems incomplete. So some signs get more reading time than others. We can always do a personal, private, one-on-one reading, or you can join the membership with me. The 8 of Wands, it's happening fast. It feels like the world's coming down around you. The foundation is breaking. It feels like things are crumbling quickly, you know. Here's this Temperance card. Here's the 7 of Cups cards. It means that you've spent too long. Okay, Temperance, you've overdone this, trying to make a decision. These are multiple decisions. 7 of Cups represents lots of options. And Temperance suggests that you've just kind of gotten stuck in the analysis paralysis of where are you going to go, what are you going to do, the decisions that need to be made, okay? The 6 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the Fool, all of these give me the very, very similar feeling. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, right? Like the 8 of Swords, this is kind of victim mentality when you could easily kind of untie the hands and take the thing off and walk down the path. It's kind of when we're a prisoner of our own making for really no good reason. This Fool card, it indicates we've just been kind of foolish about something. And the 6 of Swords means we've been looking in the wrong direction. We've just had a different perspective and that hasn't worked out for us, okay? I have Sag rising, so I'm talking to myself too. But this is kind of what that looks like. You know, it's crumbling. We spent too long thinking about it, kicking tires, and we're just kind of hurting ourselves in some ways. So the good news is in this relationship, you know, that you might be concerned about, the 9 of Cups card comes in and it's that you get your wish, you know, so it's like, how do you want to rebuild your foundation? Get to work on that. Make sure that your wish and intention is clear. Make sure that you're thinking, you know, in terms of your desires and, you know, getting clear action on that so that you're not waffling around and kicking tires and indecision and kind of dragging everybody through that with you, you know. All right, clearing to the, okay, if anybody wants to hear, let's see, Sagittarius, maybe a message of love from the other side. What do some of our Sages watching need to hear? Clear for Sag. Okay. It says we've been together in dreams. So, you know, Sagittarius, you might want to start doing some dream journaling. You know, whether you remember them or not, the dreams or not, it's like they're saying we're there with you, we're traveling. You know, when we all take this great sleep and go back into the dream together, they're going to be there for you. You know, that's a really kind message to receive. So let's clear for after Sag is who? 9, 10, Capricorn. So the membership, guys, I'll just quickly, you know, run that over for you. So it goes May through December, or excuse me, June through December. It's 7 months. It's $199 a month for the first 10 people. We've got 4 already, so there's 6 spots left. In addition to this really in-depth personalized tarot reading, I use 3 decks for this. It's really special magic. It gives you an overview of your month with the tarot, but then I also do 2 different astrology reports. One is with your moon. Okay, so how does the new moon and the full moon affect my chart personally, you know, and how can you use that to your advantage? How can you optimize the lunar timing for you specifically? It's there for all of us, but I want to look at your chart specifically. That's something I don't offer in private readings. It's unique to the subscription. And then I also look at what are your transits in astrology, what's going on in the sky, and then how does it affect you personally. So it's great for people that are just kind of easing into astrology and tarot, because it gives you this easy way for me to explain things for you, and you can get your sea legs. And in the new year, maybe you're reading your own charts. Okay, and to get that, you just go to wiseskiesadvice.com and grab the shop tab. Okay. Antoine is a friend and new here. He's asked for a reading. So I'll do the personal readings after I get all the way through the zodiac. So I go through the zodiac, Aries through Pisces, and then we do private readings. Okay. And let's see. We were on who? Capricorn. Let's clear for Cap. What do our Capricorn friends need to hear? Okay. Anything for the weekend that they would benefit from? Clear for Cap. King of Wands, 7 of Coins, the Devil, 10 of Cups, King of Cups. Okay. So we are still having some anxieties, Capricorn. We've got the 9 of Swords keeping us up at night, and the Devil. This is like churning it over and over and over and over again. We've planted some seeds, and we are not really having the kind of faith that it takes to let them blossom. So we're getting in our own way here, Capricorn, right? You have great love there. And so you're just really having a hard time letting yourself feel it. You know, I don't know what that's about. You know, maybe it's self-worth stuff. Your self-worth is connected to your net worth, like we talked about. Rewind to Gemini if you want a little pep talk on how your money is directly attached to your love. You've got 2 king energies here. Okay, so this could be opposing conversations, and you're just doing this, and it's like a magnet that will never quite get together. It's always like pushing against each other. All right, so how can you shift the conversation in order to feel this great love that somebody's offering you? Okay, and then let's clear our mediumship deck for Capricorn. For Capricorn. Yes, it's good for Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun and moon. Here for them. I feel happy and healthy. So your person on the other side, maybe they weren't so happy and healthy in their body. They are now. There's a sense of freedom, you know. All right, let's clear now for Aquarius. Clearing for Aquarius. What do our Aquarius friends need to hear? Anything special that they need to know for the weekend? All right. Clearing for Aquarius. Shuffling wasn't going so hot. Yasmin has 6 planets in Virgo. Woo! Nice. Clearing for Aquarius. Okay. We've also kind of been up worrying about something. Look, that's a very similar reading. We get these 2 cards again. This is anxiety. This is turmoil. This is something that's bugging you. This is a problem that feels like it's not solvable, you know, and sometimes you get into this like self-reliant action about things, and you don't have to be in self-reliance. It's okay to have a human moment and let something not be solvable. It's okay to be upset about it. It's okay to not do anything about it. There's some peace that comes with that. You're kind of working on aligning with your inner self here. These are 2 cards of women that are alone. This doesn't mean that you need to be in group or partnership. It doesn't mean you need to break up with anybody. All this means is that it's like you got to get some alone time to get your head clear, because your head has not been clear, it looks like. Some of you Aquarius watching. Also, for our 2020 forecast, our horoscopes for the whole year, Aquarius was really intended to spend alone time with God, alone time with spirit, alone time with the higher self. So this doesn't surprise me that you're getting this reading again. You do get your wish, okay? Just like Sagittarius, you get the 9 of Cups, you get your wish. Things are going to be okay. Just kind of get out of your head and have some private time. Okay, clearing now for Melissa says that's resonating. She spent a lot of money on her remodel and it's given her some anxiety and just trying to find peace with it. That's a great way. And it's so great when you guys share because we all learn something. Okay. Pamela, thanks for being here. She loves her workbook and the podcast. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tracy, glad you're here. Okay, clearing for our Aquarius. Says, my death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. Okay, so maybe an Aquarius watching needed to hear that. And then last but not least, we'll go into Pisces. Clearing for Pisces. If some of you guys are hopping out, I appreciate your tips in the virtual tip jar through Venmo or PayPal. You can message me if you want to send it some other way. And hope everybody's having a good start to the weekend today. We're getting into Pisces here. Jamie says, please give me something good for Pisces. All right, let's see what we got. One of the readers I watch will periodically shuffle and do, he won't go Aries through Pisces. I have to do that, otherwise I lose my place. So I'm sorry for now. Maybe I'll change it up in the future. Clear for Pisces. All right. Justice, King of Coins, 4 of Wands, 2 of Coins. We have some money decisions that are needing to be made here. We've got the King and Queen of Coins, okay? The masculine and feminine side of things, the yin and the yang, the black and the white, the creative and the analytical. And it's like you just kind of came into crossroads about something. And that's okay. We don't have to decide right now. We don't have to decide tomorrow. There's no sense of urgency here. There is in the numerology, right? It's a 9 universal month. There is a sense of let's get it done. Let's decide. Let's complete this task. I want it off of my to-do list. And so being willing to sit still when it's uncomfortable and the waves are crashing around you and everything's different and you just want to get it done, being willing to sit still is going to be an asset for you, Pisces. There's justice going on. So justice is being served. The scales are trying to balance themselves out and they really don't need your help. There's a Anne Lamott quote that says something to the effect of happiness is just the sunny side of control. Okay. And so I like to think of that quote when I get this card. I also tell people, you don't have to be the karma police. Let the spirit team handle that for you. All you have to do is be in right action with you. It doesn't include meddling and picking and wondering and hurrying things along. I'm saying that because of the other cards we got, right? So just finding the middle road of peace for you and letting everything be affected by your calm confidence, your cool reaction, your willingness to be the leader of the situation. That's what I would wish for you, Pisces, guys. Okay. So I'm scrolling. If anybody has a private question that they want me to address publicly, this goes on Facebook and YouTube. Okay. So if anybody has some private questions that are specific, then let me know. If you just want a general reading, I've already done that. So that's not really what we're looking for. It's somebody that wants a more specific reading. And I'm going to get this last card for Pisces and then I'll jump into those. Okay. Jamie's has 2 difficult situations that it could apply to. Yeah, perfect. So take the advice, you're going to be slow and steady. You're going to meditate. You're going to do your yoga. You're going to walk. You're going to drink water. You're going to do everything it takes to, not be thrown off. Okay, clear for Pisces. Okay. There's no time where I am. Time is only on the earth. Maybe some Pisces needed to hear that. Okay, so guys, that is Free Tarot Friday. We're going to close for the zodiac reading. So if you just came for the zodiac reading, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. The big things I was talking about was the article about the North and South node shifting into Gemini and Sagittarius axis. I have an article for on the blog for you, and I've got the subscriptions up, right? Just for the first 10 people. The wiseguys.advice.com shop. And of course, the virtual tips are appreciated so much, or if you need to pay it forward in some other way. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. We'll shift gears a little bit. We've got a little bit of time left, and Jamie would like some insight into what she can expect in writing her book. Yay! Okay, so let's look at her book. Spellbound is the publishing company that's the sister to Wise Guys. So I'd be happy to consult with you if you have some specific questions. I have written 14 books myself and have worked on over 200 book projects. I have slowed way down in the book department, but it's a passion that I share too. And anybody that wants to write a book, I think absolutely should. It's a great time to be doing it. Venus retrograde, you're going back over your thoughts, you're thinking through things differently. The nodes shifted into Gemini and Sagittarius. You're pulling from your philosophy and you're writing the details out, like communications, communicators. Like, it's a great time to be writing. All right. So clearing for Ginny. What does she need to know about her writing project? Okay. Woo. Sorry. I'm gonna wreck my deck on this one. Okay. Temperance and the Page of Coins. So I'm gonna say pace yourself. All right. Keep doing whatever you need to do to be making money right now. It's not like this is gonna pay your bills immediately, right? So we just want to keep your time balanced. If you're new to writing, a great thing to do is just to set aside time every day that's the same time. So if you're going to write, like Dan Brown, I think gets up at 4 a.m. I took one of his master classes, and he writes like 4 a.m. to 11, and that's it. That's all he writes. That's it. And then he goes about the rest of his day. I think he breaks every hour for some push-ups or something. But the idea is we're using this temperance card in our favor. And that means that we're going to kind of reel it in and be realistic and write out some practical goals that we can do that are daily and consistent and done at the same time. It's kind of like if you are going to meditate, or if you're an artist and you're writing songs, or whatever you're doing, if you create the time, that like imprint, it's almost like, even if you have nothing to write for the first week, the second week your brain's going to be like, oh yeah, at 7 o'clock she wants to write, and it'll come up with something. Hopefully that made some sense. Yes, okay, cool. And so one queen, Yahaira, says, I still want to know about the question I asked you. I didn't see your question come through yet. There were a lot of comments. If you want to pop it in again, I'm just trying to scroll to see what I might have missed. If they come early, then it's hard for me. And Jamie says this is what she's doing already perfectly. So let's just get a private reading for Yahaira. So I don't know what your question was, I'm sorry, but let's see, Yahaira, what the cards say for you. Like, let's see. Clear for Yahaira. Are you guys all on the Wise Guys newsletter? I hope so. Okay, she wants to know if she's currently pregnant. I don't know that the cards can tell us that, but I know a peace test can. So let's see what happens. Let's see. There's the Empress card is what I would want to see, is if you were pregnant. Like, that's what I would want to look at. Okay, clearing for Yahaira. What does she need to know about her pregnancy? Let's see. Clear. This is a Judgment card. This is a Five of Swords. And there's an Empress card. Like, there's 78 cards in here. I didn't have to just say that and it pop out. Like, that's pretty witchy. So the Judgment card, like, this means, you know, and then the Five of Swords. This is like a fight not worth having because nobody wins. There's been like a lot of energy focused on it, and that energy focused on it might be what's blocking the flow. I mean, the cards indicate a baby in the future. Whether you're pregnant now or not, I don't know. But that's the card of pregnancy, and that's what you asked about. That's pretty cool. So I would ease up on the energy around it. You know, I would ease up if there's any fighting or tension or judgment. I would ease up around it. There is life after death here. So if you've had some miscarriages, if you've had some missed opportunities, it does look like resurrection and the pregnancy is available. Just a card reading. It's just for entertainment, you know. So let that be fun for you. And then, you know, work with your doctors on that, of course, your midwives, your doulas. And let's go into Bobby. If you're taking questions, should I go back to work yet from leave? Is now the time? Okay, so that's a good question. So is it time for Bobby to go back to work? Clear for Bobby. Clear for Bobby. Two of Cups. Ooh. Knight of Coins. And the Moon. So, there's some mixed messages in here. The Two of Cups, you know, this is usually a relationship. So either maybe you're in a partnership. I don't know. Maybe you work for a partnership. Like, that's another interpretation. We specifically asked if it was time to go back to work yet. That's not going to give me the answer I need. So I'm going to keep reading, right? We got the Nine of Coins. He's ready. He is ready to go back to work. He wants to go back to work. But then we've got this Moon card, which means more will be revealed. We don't have enough information. Maybe not. You know, like, just because he's ready doesn't mean it's necessarily the right time. And actually, he might be ready because we're kind of feeling pinched financially. So is there a way that he can work at home, or she, sorry, like, is there a way that one person can work at home alone so that we can get back to work, but without kind of worrying about money and the unseen things? You know, I would do that. Or maybe a cubicle. I don't know. That's another interpretation. Okay, you are so welcome. Okay, so okay, Kim wants a card about her healing business. All right. So after Kim, I can maybe do one more if anybody wants to pop a question in. We'll clear for Kim and see what she needs to hear about her healing business. Clear for Kim. Okay. Okay, not the card I wanted to get, followed by a pretty good card, and it looks like we need just to focus on what this is for a minute. So this Seven of Swords is usually when there's a thief in the deck, when somebody is being lied to, being stolen from. You know, it could be you. You know, you could be overcharging people. Like, that's the energy available with this particular thing. So if you're asking about your healing business, it just feels like maybe it's an energy drain for you, or maybe you've got a bookkeeper that isn't keeping books, or maybe you're not keeping books correctly. You know, there's something that's draining that's not good for it right now. You're pulling on your inner strength. It's taking all you have, you know. So if you haven't read Dodging Energy Vampires by Christina Northrup, I would highly recommend that for you and for any energy healers. It does look like you are getting some income, that new money is coming in, okay? So we just want to do everything we can to set the budget up properly, to protect it, change your passwords, get real honest with what is income, like what are my income producing activities, how much time am I spending on them, you know, and get real honest with yourself. It looks like you've taken a big risk, you know, it looks like you are all in here, and it's something that you love so much, you know, so I would say go forward. But get your ducks in a row. Definitely financially, something feels like we need to give it some attention. Okay. All right. Did anybody else ask a question? She's just starting a business and she's in empath. Okay, cool. All right. So let's take the last one. Bobby says I'm spot on. Thank you so much. That makes me feel great. Elizabeth says, should I make a trip to Arizona? Okay. So this is like a fun way to see what you can ask the cards. Just for funsies. So there's like the Three of Wands is what I would want to see about a trip. Maybe any of the threes. We'll see. The Chariot I would want to see about a trip, forward momentum. So we'll just see what comes up. All right. Trip to Arizona. Should she make a trip to Arizona? Two of Wands. She doesn't know. She's got the world in her hands and still she yearns. She's ready to go, but things are fine here. But should she go? Like, twos are always about a decision. Wands are about being in action. What happens if she does go to Arizona? You know, it just feels like you got to get through a heavy, sticky conversation. Maybe it's with yourself. Maybe you need a pep talk. And then it looks like you do want to go. You know, I don't know if I want to advise that personally. Like, I'm a road trip kind of girl, but this is a weird time we're living in. It just looks like you're ready to get out. You're ready to follow your heart. You're ready to have a little cabin fever going on. It's happening quickly. I think you're probably going to do it regardless of what I say, but it does look like you need to have kind of a come to Jesus difficult conversation before you have like full clearance to do what you want here. Okay. All right, guys. Your dad's in the hospital. Then I would go. I would go. Let's see. I would go. Oh, so that King of Swords might be the difficult thing, is what you're kind of probably alluding to there, right? So can she go see her dad? Sorry. So everybody in the Wise Skies prayer field will keep Elizabeth's dad in our hearts. Yeah, I mean, again, like, we're getting a lot of the same cards. I do think you're going to go. And yeah, I think you do need a little pep talk. I think you need to fluff yourself up a little bit. You need to go in with the best perspective. You're going to be a good daughter. You're going to be of service. Any feelings that you are having, you want to kind of get shush out of the way before you go so that you can be strong when you're there. Okay. That's how I would take it. Just a tough case and you can't visit. It's a mess. That is a mess. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. So I do see some other questions coming in. I'm going to take these last two and then I'm going to go because we've got just maybe 4 more minutes here. Antoine is saying that I've been out of work for 1 year, trusting the universe, but needs income. What should I do? What should I do if I'm Antoine? What does he need to know? Nothing. Okay, so this is actually like one of those like love-hate situations here. The Hanged Man means do nothing. So it's not the right time. It's not the time to be in action yet. Like, you've had these two opposing energies talking to you about, like, maybe there's some new options. You know that you want to be back in the game, but it's do nothing right now. And then we've got the Moon, which means life hasn't played out. We don't have the information we need for you to be able to make the decision or have the offer or whatever. This is deception, delusion, cloudiness, and this is not right now. The sun is coming. It's not forever. It's impermanent. So here's the Knight of Coins. We've had these two kings in the beginning with these opposing energies. They're kind of causing this friction, telling us to do nothing. We need more information. The sun is coming. What kind of attitude do we need? That's a little less. Like, it's like having a little dose of humility so that you go in with childlike wonder, so that you're ready and willing to learn something new, so that you aren't coming across as self-righteous in any way, but that you have a lot to offer. And, you're just kind of curious how you can be of service instead of how you can manage. I don't know you, so hopefully that fits somewhat. The sun is coming. You're going to get to shine. We're just going to wait a little bit longer, and that's okay. That's very clear. So out of all these cards, right, like, those are the ones that came up. And then the last one, you're so welcome, guys. You're so welcome. The last one is Anne wants to know if we see work for her soon. So clearing for Anne. Clearing for Anne. We see work for her soon. We do. So we've got this. It's coming fast. It's happening fast. It's the star. You're going to get to shine. You're going to get to stand in your light. You're going to get to experience, great, magical, wonderful things on your behalf. And then you also get to be the magician. So yes, it's coming soon. and you are kind of in charge of how it's going to roll out. So I would say get your best attitude on. He has one hand up, one hand down, as above, so below, you know. So as you're thinking about it, so are you creating it. You know, guys, I believe it's Einstein that said the observer affects the experiment. So just as soon as we say this and we have an experiment, and just as soon as you watch it, you have free will. You were born wise. You have the ability to change your mind and go a different course at any time. These are just meant to be fun readings. So thank you so much for watching. I see some of the tips coming in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. This is a gift of my time, and it's a gift of yours to give me the feedback that in this community that we're building. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to any mommies out there. This is the first Mother's Day without my mommy, right? So everybody has that first one. And so I'm thinking of her a lot right now. And I just send you all lots of blessings for a great weekend. So until next time, just seeing if we have any more questions there. Okay, thank you. Namaste.